Here's an interesting one. The New South Wales government is seeking community feedback on its plans for Australia's first 30-minute city. Well, Klaus Schwab has given his feedback. He thinks it's fantastic. You'll own nothing, but you'll be happy. The city is to be called Bradfield City, to be built next door to the West Sydney Airport, due to be opened in 2026. Now, it will have pedestrian-only thoroughfares, so you won't need a car. Everything will be accessible by public transport within 30 minutes of where you live. In fact, the wonderful thing about this is you'll never need a car, so you won't create emissions. You'll never need to leave Bradfield City. You can just stay there where the CCTV cameras can capture your every move. And, you know, I guess down in the future, if you need to leave Bradfield City, you'll be able to purchase a permit from the government, I suppose, to leave. And this is all the stuff, of course, of wild conspiracy theories, Caleb. Or is it? Because we've already had a trial run during the pandemic, have we not?
Yeah.
Where government's limited where you could travel. We're talking about carbon credit vouchers and passports. So this really is something that most people would look at and give feedback to the New South Wales government saying, we don't want this. On top of that, it destroys the Aussie dream of having your own home because it's almost entirely apartment living. When did we vote for high-rise apartments as the only option for your personal residence?
We didn't. People live in apartments because they have to live in apartments because they've got nothing else to live in. I mean, when we talk about this globally, they normally talk about the concept of 15-minute cities, which had existed for some time as a concept, but came to the fore after COVID. There's what they call the C40 Cities Climate Group. It all comes back to climate change, of course, that is headed up by Sadiq Khan, the Lord Mayor of London, that pushes this idea we must have these 15-minute cities, or you don't need a car to go anywhere. I mean, you know, when Ted Mullery Ted Mullery Gang, great Australian band, sang this song, remember?
Jump in my car, I wanna take you home.
I mean, down in Bradfield City, they're going to be singing, jump on my bus that's funded by someone else, I want to take you home. I mean, I don't know how they think this is going to work in Australia, because Australia is a country that is fundamentally built on the car. We are such a massive nation that I don't think you're ever going to be able to convince Australians not to drive cars. They've already tried this. We talk about we're going to have all these developments around public transport hubs and whatever. People live next to the public transport hubs and sure, they catch the train or whatever to work. But on the weekend, they get in their car and they drive somewhere else. And they go, oh my God, there's no parking anywhere. The streets are absolutely chock-a-block because all the people who are meant to be catching the trains still own cars. We are a massive nation. People are never going to give up their cars.
But the naivety of you saying that they'll never convince Australians, have you not noticed the New World Order doesn't rely on convincing anyone of anything?
Well, sure, they have to force
this plan for 15-minute cities, which has long been dismissed as wild conspiracy theory. If you believe this, you're one of those radical right-wing nut jobs. They literally have outlined their plans for these cities online for years and years. Intellectual titan Dr. Jordan Peterson has talked about this. He tweeted just months ago, anyone who dismisses this as a mere conspiracy theory of this nebulous globalist agenda, just read the source material, you flogs. And let's have a quick look at that. Check this out. They've even figured out your diet. 16 kilos of meat per year per person. No more than that for you. The rest has got to be bugs. 90 kilos of dairy per person per year. Hope you don't like your cheese. And just 2,500 calories per person per day. They've planned all of this out. This is the only way we can save the planet, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, just recently at Davos, the World Economic Forum, they were talking about a device whereby individuals will be able to measure their carbon footprints. Of course, it's a wild assumption that you or I could care less about our carbon footprints, but the World Economic Forum does. And once again, do you think they'll have to convince people to get on board with this? No, bit by bit, just like we see with EV EVs and other measures, it simply becomes mandatory. No one voted for renewables, and now we've got thousands of people sitting in the dark while paying more for power than we ever have before. They don't ask. They simply dictate, and we're going to see a hell of a lot more of it.
They force you to take it up.